And in this particular video, we're going to want to find the sum of all this stuff. So what does this mean right here? Well, of course, I'm going to fully explain this, but don't want to give you too many hints here, okay? But what I'm looking for is the sum. Now, if you've seen this notation before, hopefully you'll remember what to do. If you have not seen this notation, I know this looks kind of cryptic or mysterious. It's actually not that difficult. Matter of fact, just as a little kind of trivial bonus thing, in calculus, we have a symbol that kind of represents this symbol. It looks like this. Okay, so if you've ever seen calculus notation, calculus can look, it's kind of crazy looking. It looks like this with maybe some function and all this kind of stuff. This little, we call elongated S. This is basically what we're talking about here. So anyways, just kind of saying that to capture more of your interest. But anyways, if you could find the sum of this, that would be outstanding. Go ahead and put your answer into the comment section. I'm going to show you the correct answer in just 1 second, and then I'm going to fully explain what's going on here. All right, so let's go take a look at the answer here. So the answer is 20. So hopefully, you're kind of not taken aback by this answer. Maybe you were expecting something more complicated, but all of this right here turns out to be equal to 20. Now, how do we get there? Of course, I'm going to explain that in 1 second. But if you got this right, that is fantastic. Matter of fact, let me give you a nice little happy face, an A+, a 100%, and a few stars so you can tell your friends and family that you understand sigma notation, okay, or summation notation. That's what this is right here. And the sigma is just basically represents the sum of something. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. And let's kind of get into the real basics of this. So when you start studying the topics of sequence, okay, or sequences. So this would be an example of a sequence like 1, 2, 3, 4. These are sequences. This is a specific sequence of a number, or excuse me, specific sequence of numbers, right? Now, a lot of times students confuse these two words, a sequence and a series. All right, so a sequence is just numbers, a pattern of numbers separated by commas, okay, and these would be the terms of the respective sequence. But if we add up the terms of a sequence, we have now something called a series. Okay, so you don't want to confuse these two terms. A lot of students do. It's totally normal. I mean, both of these words start with S, and they're very similar, right? But again, a sequence is something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these are the terms of that sequence. A series is when we're adding up the terms of a sequence. That is a series. Okay, so with that in mind, an easy way to express a series is using this sigma notation. Okay, so that's what this is all about. And if you look here, this particular series, we're adding up 1, 2, 3, and 4, which means that we're finding the sum, right? We're going to find the entire sum of these numbers here. So the sigma notation, this crazy notation I just showed you in the beginning of this video, if you've never seen it before, it looks very mystic, right? It's like, oh, what is this stuff? Brings me to another point. If you are, learning advanced math for the first time, okay, or, whatever course you might be in, you're going to encounter new symbols and new things. Don't let that intimidate you, right? Don't let these symbols, math symbols, intimidate you. What you have to do is kind of, break things down and just learn this stuff. So never be intimidated by, the way something looks in math or science and physics, etc., etc. But anyways, here is the sigma notation. Now, here is a kind of a definition of the sigma notation or summation notation, but this doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay, now I'm going to kind of explain this to you right now, and then of course we'll do this problem. Okay, so let's first get some basic concepts down here. So this I, right, let's take this example here. This little I right here is referred to as the index of summation. Now, a lot of students will just forget that's what it's called, but if you've never seen this, this is like a little mini lesson on this. This is called the index of summation. This 1 is the lower limit of summation, And then the n right here is the upper limit of summation. So here I have a sub I, okay? And what we're going to be doing is starting off with 1, okay? Then we're going to index to 2, and we always start with 1, then we go to 2, and then we just continue on to 3, all the way out to n, which would be the upper limit of summation. Now, a lot of you still might be kind of confused with this. You're like, okay, yeah, uh, it's kind of clear, but I need to see an example, right? So examples always work best when we're trying to learn something new. So let's go to our problem. Okay, so again, the sigma notation, this notation right here, is a great way to express a series, okay? And the series is the sum, right? We're adding up the terms of a sequence, okay? That is a series. Now, just to kind of understand how you would say this, how you would describe this, you would say this as the sum from I, okay? So we're going to kind of read this, describe this, the sum from I equals 1 to 4, okay, of 2I. All right, so that's how you would describe this, okay? So if you're like, well, say this or tell me what this says, you'll be like, oh, I don't know, sigma I 4, 2I. No, you'll say the sum of I equals 1 to 4 of 2I. Okay, sigma notation. Again, this is a lovely way to express a series. All right, so finally, let's go ahead and actually calculate this, and you'll see how easy this is. Are you struggling in math because of confusing lessons? Maybe the teacher's not showing you all the steps you need, or things are happening too fast. Well, there is a better way. So come on over to my math help program at tcmathacademy.com. There you'll find clear step-by-step instruction by me that will definitely make a huge difference in your math success. So make sure to check out all my courses by following the links in the description. All right, so this is all the work right now. And here is what we need to do. So here's the index of summation. Here's our starting point 1. So that means we're going to replace this I right here with the integers starting with 1, and then we're going to index to 2, then we're going to index to 3, and go up to the upper limit 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and start that right now. All right, so first number is 1. Okay, there you go. So that's going to be 2 times 1. See, this is 2I, that's multiplication. Then we're going to add that, because that's the sigma notation, means this is one term, and then you add you add the next term. The next term is when we index up. So now we go to 2, right? So we're going to plug in a 2 right here. So that's 2 times 2, and then we're going to add the next term, which is 3, because we're indexing up. And then we're going to add our final term, our upper limit right there, which is 4, which is plus 2 times 4. And then all we have to do is simplify. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, and we add up all those lovely numbers, and we get the sum of 20. Okay, so this is a real basic kind of introductory example to sigma notation. But if you're working with sequence and series, and this would be something that most of you would start taking like at the Algebra 2, college algebra level, certainly the pre-calculus level. If you need help with sequence and series, I'm going to direct you towards my pre-calculus course. Okay, there's actually quite a bit to know. You're talking about arithmetic and geometric sequence and series, infinite geometric series, and then there's some other crazy stuff, binomial theorem. It can get pretty somewhat complicated. But what's interesting is that this topic here, the sigma notation, is very much linked, closely related to calculus. Okay, so like when you see something like here, something like an integral 1 to 4 of x squared dx, effectively we are constructing a series. Okay, now this notation is different, but effectively this is what we call an elongated S, and it's basically the sigma notation. But anyways, this is a topic for a different video. But with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.